How's it going, good friends? Brian from Apex Detail. This is going to be yet another segment of Mail Call where I can answer your questions directly, and we have a lot of them. So I'm gonna pick up the pace. We're gonna get through these rather quickly. I did answer some already through email, but we're gonna get through these, and I'm also gonna continue year-end awards top 3. And today's category is going to be polymer sealants. And yes, I still love polymer sealants. So let's get to Mail Call. And the first question that has to do with my sidekick here. I don't know if you can see her. She's right there. And that is, does she come to the shop with me every day? No. At the end of the day, when everybody's gone, when my son leaves and my other helpers leave, I'll go pick her up after dinner. So she spends weeknights here with me and then weekends when nobody else is around. So we can spend some quality time together. She basically will not leave my side when we're together. So yeah, hope that answers your question. Okay, next question goes to Justin Moore, and he wants to know what he can do to remove Polish Angel Master Sealant. So if it's been there for quite some time, you can use an IPA solution or a panel prep. But if it's kind of fresh and you think it's going to give you a hard time with removing it, the TAC Paintwork Cleanser, and I'm going to do a dedicated showcase on this. I have some off-label use for this. That's this is rather incredible when it comes to stripping your paintwork down to just a naked clear, so you can apply any type of protection or before you want to do a correction, so none of those waxes or sealants get caught up in your pad and just make them less effective. And if that doesn't work, which I know it will, you can use something with minor abrasives like Angel Wax Perfect Polish. I know you mentioned Meg's 83. You don't have to go quite that harsh with it. And you also have a question here about my black pads, foam pads I use for application. Yeah, they're the lowest aggressive foam pads that you're going to find in any line. The black polish pads, foam pads in any line is going to be straight up for applying waxes, sealants, and you can also use them to jewel as well. Hope that helps. Okay, the next question comes from EJG, and he wants to know if car soaps provide lubrication during the wash. Which ones provide lubrication? Do they provide more lubrication than a rinseless or waterless wash, which generally are known for tons of lubrication so you don't mar the paint, just with the method that you have to use to clean the car, and which ones have the most lubrication there. So let's talk about when it comes to car shampoos, Car Pro Reset, the Extreme Solutions Extreme Suds. I just reviewed that not too long ago. Has a ton of suds. It also has some other properties too to look out for. When it comes to rinseless washes, I have yet to review this. It's coming up shortly. This is from Renew Protect. This is a ceramic rinseless wash. Also, Adams has a ceramic rinseless wash. So those are for cars that they're already protected and you want to add a little bit more protection as you clean them for maintenance. How about rinseless washes that are for cars that aren't protected? You want to get them clean. You don't need any type of protectant in them. American Detail Garage ADG Wipeout, and also DPC, Dallas Paint Correction from the luxury microfiber store, also has Revive, and that has a ton of lubrication as well. And that will bring us to another similar question from Robert McNamara. He wants to know what is my favorite rinseless washes that clean and have lubrication. And again, that's going to be American Detailer Garage ADG Wipeout. And then from the DPC Revive from Luxury Microfiber. And also Masterson's has a rinseless wash that has a ton of lubrication. When it comes to rinseless wash that I use for cars that are coated for maintenance, again, I'll have to repeat myself from just the last question. It's going to be the Adams rinseless wash. And this guy right here, look out for the review. It's coming soon. Excellent. Okay, the next question goes to Matt Zepiel, and he wants to protect a 2019 Subaru, and he was talking about a wax. Topaz from Ardex was used on it. I recommend something a little bit stronger than a wax. A wax will not last long at all, just a few washes. A wax is great for a nice, wet, glossy look before a show or a night out on the town, but it will not last long. What I recommend is something a little bit more long-term, but just as easy to apply. That would be Extreme Solutions Poly Seal. This is a polymer sealant. I love them, and this is fantastic for gloss protection, ease of use. Okay, since we're on the topic of polymer sealants, let's jump into top 3 year-end awards, and that's polymer sealants. I still love polymer sealants, and my top 3 will be in this order: Extreme Solutions Poly Seal, Old Reliable Menzerna Power Lock, or Power Lock Plus, and then in the 3rd spot will be the Class High Gloss Sealant. This is more of sheeting protection for those of you that have hard water spot problems. Okay, next question. Michael Hall has a 2-part. He wants to know when doing interiors, he sees a lot of detailers starting with vacuuming first. And I tend to agree with his method, starting from top to bottom. And I actually showed that in my last interior video, which was quite a long time ago. I really don't do interiors anymore, but starting from the top with the headliner down, then blow it out, get all that stuff down to the carpet, work your way from top to bottom, bringing all the crud, the dirt, the dust, the grit down onto the carpet, and that's normally one of the last things that I do. The second part of the question is, does my son ever want to get in front of the camera? He's not in a hurry to do that, but he's the one that's actually getting the work done, so that frees me up so I can get more time to do more videos for you guys. So maybe in the future, I do want to get him to do the top 3 year-end awards for window cleaners, because that's his department, because I can't stand windows. All right, the next question goes to Brian Carr, and I hope I'm not butchering these names. If I am, I really do apologize. Now that I've had time with the Griot's Garage G9, what do I think of it? You know what, maybe an entry-level polisher that you're not going to use too much. It has a bit of vibration, and we went over that. Just the design of the head being so far away from the backing plate compared to other polishers, plus that fan, the cooling fan that they have down around the backing plate, adds to the vibration. It's the vibration that keeps me from using it every day. So I hope that helps. And the second part of the question, RV, protection for RV, what do I recommend? The easiest thing for that big of a vehicle, if you're going to protect it, is using QP-On. I have a video on that way back. You're going to have to travel back probably a couple hundred videos to find it, but QP-On, and I show in that video how to prep for it and how to apply it. Hope that helps. All right, the next question goes to Bill McCann, and in one of my videos, he saw me using the Tax Systems Paintwork Cleanser. I'm going to do a dedicated video on this, as I mentioned before. This stuff is fantastic, both for the way they want the use to be intended, and then for what I found off-label use. So I'm going to spend a good 10-15 minutes on a dedicated showcase showing what this can do. This is fantastic. So please stay tuned. Okay, next, John wants to know if I've heard anything new from any new graphene products coming out. It's pretty much to say it's going to take some time, guys, for the product first to come down in price in order for these companies to get it, and then to refine it, and then make it in a way that is transferable through water instead of a solvent, which is safer for us to use the product and apply. So stay tuned. I hopefully will show that coating, the SPS graphene coating for you guys. I already showed the F4 graphene from IGL, and there are a few other products out there, but just be patient. It could take years until this starts to replace SiO2, but just like John from Forensics Detailing channel, by the way, just an incredible channel for those of you that are fans of that channel. You are in great hands, John, great guy. That's going to take some time, but it will replace SiO2. I would bet the farm on it within the next few years, so just be patient. All right, the next question goes to Art Layton. He has a 2014 BMW 328i. He has trim moldings around the window, fading, needs a little bit of restoration. What would I recommend? Besides the same old, solution finish and other things you see me use on the channel, this has done very well for me. This is Renew Protect Black, B-L-A-K. I have a dedicated video on that if you want to check that out. And there tons of just conditioners and protectants. But if you want something on a longer term basis, solution finish, Black Pearl, you have Renew Protect Black, and one or two others you can look into. Next question goes to Charles, and he's moving from DC to Hawaii. Good choice, that's an excellent move. And he's worried about UV exposure on his vehicle. He wants to know what I would recommend for that. TAC Moonlight, TAC's One Step Master, both easy to apply and excellent UVA, UVB protection. If you want to go just with a straight up polymer sealant, these two at the top of my list. Extreme Solutions Poly Seal and also Benzerna Power Lock, an old reliable. All of those will do just fine protecting from that harsh sun. I hope that helps. Okay, next, Scott Lakey works at a foundry, and the vehicle's parked nearby, and it gets a lot of ferrous metals landing on the vehicle, and he wants to protect his vehicle from that without having the expense of a ceramic coating or something expensive like that. Well, how about going with the Turtle Wax Hybrid Solutions line, starting out with the polish, with a little bit of SiO2 for a base layer, and then using the sealant here as the main coating, and then maintaining with 3 other products that I have showed in great detail on the channel. You can take a look at that dedicated video on the series. Those all together, if you maintain, will protect your car from those fallout or anything coming from the foundry. Hope that helps. All right, the next question goes to William Bobbitt, and he wants to know about hard water spots and how to deal with them on cars that are coated, ceramic coatings. If it's in your care, drying the car properly, quickly, also the right topper, dedicated topper for the ceramic coating you use. Toppers are important and will help with hard water spots. Also shampoos, what is in your car when you're washing and maintaining. Extreme Solutions, Extreme Suds has some hard water agents in there that help with that fight hard water spots. If it's happening while it's in the customer's care, there's not much you could do about it except for when it comes in and removing the deposits. And McKee's and also TAC Systems both have good products that will help with that. Also IGL, but you can't get that one unless you're certified. You can look into that if you want to get certified. That one's quick and effective, but I hope that helps. All right, the next question. Donald Plant wants to know, what is the hardness of the clear coat on a 2016 Chevrolet Equinox? That's moderate, right in the middle. And I could tell you, year after year, that clear coat is getting thinner and it's getting softer. And it seems to be happening throughout all the makes and models. Thinner, softer, using cheaper clear coat. Just be on the lookout. I know a lot of you want me to make a chart that lets you know what type of clear coat is on what type of model. I could tell you that is impossible, as I started one, because of clear coats changing within models and makes from year to year as they change and outsource their clear coat from one company to another to both save money and just be downright cheap. And it's quite anguishing, but there's nothing more you can do than find an inconspicuous spot to test on that clear coat before you start correction on every car and find out for yourself. If it corrects quickly with a mild polish, it's soft. If you get out a real harsh compound and it's not doing much whatsoever, it's going to be a hard, stubborn clear coat. Corvette has hard, stubborn clear coat, and that hasn't changed much from year to year, but it's very few and far in between that's not changing from year to year. So just do a test spot. And the final question, Scott Woodmansey wants to know what I recommend to remove salt and brine during the wintertime. Transmate has a great wintry mix remover. I recommend looking into that one. All right, guys, I appreciate all the questions. I will supply an email link down below for those questions to keep pouring in. I will answer them as quickly as possible. All I ask from you is just a little bit of patience. Brian from Apex Detail. Love you guys. Catch you in the next video. And if you are enjoying the content, please be sure to like, subscribe, share the content, hit that notification bell.